Anyways, chat, I was looking at this video right here. Mysterious. Mys- I can't speak for the fucking life of me. Mysteries found in the middle of nowhere by Be Amazed. Oh, I just smacked my mic, my bad. Oh, lovely. I can't hear dog shit.
Start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next, I set a
That
priority
is
and a
60%.
due date.
I knew it.
Heading in the woods to ancient cities lost in the Amazon rainforest.
Okay, go back.
Ready
I've
to
not heard.
venture
I've not
into
heard
the
a single bit of that.
Despite technological
Oh, fucking
advances,
full screen it,
there
mate.
are still corners of the world that we haven't explored at all. And out in the wild, there
Like
are
Jumanji.
mysteries just waiting to be discovered.
No,
From
no, no.
monsters-
What movie was that again? Hold on. What movie was that again? What movie was that again? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It says it right there, you
There are
fucking
mysteries
idiot.
just waiting to be discovered.
Fuck me,
From
man.
monsters
I'm done.
hiding in the woods to ancient cities lost in the Amazon rainforest, get ready to venture into the wilderness and explore some mysterious discoveries that
One thing I've always said, right? See, like animal hides, right? See, people like skin animals and wear them. I have a feeling that half of them would not be comfy. I mean, I know people used to do it, but that's when we didn't have like coats. I feel like animal hides are just nowhere near comfy. I feel like it'd be, unless it was for like lying down. But you're not gonna use a fox hide to lie down, are you? I was just always thought that was a bit weird,
will blow
and I
your
feel like it'd be
mind
uncomfy as shit.
or keep you up at night.
What? I want to go to sleep tonight, please.
Anjakuni Lake.
Never heard of it.
Hockey, maple syrup, good manners,
Canada.
and poutine. God, I love Canada. When you're busy drooling over fries and gravy, it's easy to forget that much of Canada is this. Miles and
I never forget. I love nature. I would love to go to a place like that.
miles of deadly frozen wilderness. And when you're alone in the tundra, it's easy to go a little crazy. And back in 1930, a man called Joe LaBelle stumbled across something that made him think he was losing his mind. Joe was a fur trapper.
What the fuck is a fur trapper? Hold on, you've got me enticed. What is a fur trapper? That's a taper. You've lost me. They never told me shit because it's on Yahoo for some reason.
Hired to explore the wilderness, gather animal pelts, and grow an impressive beard.
So I could have just fucking never googled that. I could have just listened to that.
Joe was out trapping around Anjakuni Lake in Nunavut, Canada's northernmost territory.
Never mind. I was gonna say something, but never mind.
Nunavut is Canada's largest territory, but
Is
it's
it?
also the least populated, with
That
only
makes sense.
39,000 people occupying the area's harsh and deadly climate.
It's like
While
similar
out
to
searching
Greenwood.
for pelts, Joe came across a small Inuit camp by the water. The campfires were still smoldering, and pots of stew sat on top of the flames. It was seemingly dinner time at the Anjakuni camp, yet when Joe
Does this have to do with
searched the settlement, there was nobody around. He found empty tents, half-eaten bowls of food, and an unfinished shirt, needles still poking out of the fabric. The fires and food meant the villagers
Is this an actual photo? No, fucking hell. I didn't know they had that camera quality in 1930, Rory. Must fucking hell. We've went a long way from our times. I'm a fucking idiot, genuinely.
had been there recently, but there were no footprints in the snow leaving the camp. They had all vanished. As Joe continued to explore, he was
He found graves. What?
left in utter disbelief as he discovered that every grave in the settlement had been opened and emptied, the headstones
What?
neatly stacked beside the graves. Something very sinister had clearly happened at Anjakuni Lake.
I don't get this.
Horrified, Joe fled across the wilderness, trekking over ice and snow to reach the closest civilization. He persuaded the local police to set off in search of the villagers, but they were never found.
Is this... That's not it, is it? Is this the type of tents they made? Because I feel like in these harsh conditions, these fuckers would just get blown away. Like, no parole. Like, nothing. I think there's nothing holding that down. They just all get blown away. I don't think it is. I don't think that is what they used.
their fate remaining a mystery to this day.
That looks somewhat more realistic, but I could tell it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Game of Thrones.
It's possible that the villagers left willingly, their
Game of Thrones
footprints
again.
simply covered by snowfall. But then snowfall would have surely dampened the campfires too. And what about the
Dampened?
graves? With so many questions unanswered, you can certainly forgive Joe
It's alright. I'll figure it out. Just give me like 5 minutes or something. I'll do it after stream. I'll figure it out tomorrow.
LaBelle for not wanting to hang around Anjakuni, alone in the
It's
wilderness.
no light work task. Just give me like 5 minutes. Give me some of the evidence we know, and I'll figure out if they're alive or dead. Well, they're going to be dead, but I'll just figure it out. I'll be all good, bro. I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
For long. Miss Therese. If you ever find yourself in the middle of the crooked forest in Poland,
Poland.
you might just
I know a
find
guy from
out
Poland.
how the forest got its name.
What?
A grove of pine trees with
Oh,
a
shit.
very unnatural bend at their base.
Is that because of the window?
Nobody knows for sure why the trees have grown like this.
Oh,
and
I need to just stop talking sometimes. Is it cause of the wind? Are we fucking serious? Is it because of the wind? Fuck me, man. I'm an idiot.
spookily, most of the trees bend directly north.
Directly
almost like
north.
They're pointing at something.
What's up north though?
Scientists have determined that the trees were planted in the 1930s, and they were 7 to 10 years old when a mysterious force caused their trunks to curve. Some folks theorize the area
Would it just be something to do with like the soil or like the way like in the soil and it's planted in? See, like people, that sounds really bad, but see, like some people have like disabilities, obviously, right? Right, and this is like a tree version of a disability, maybe, and this is just the area and it's really common.
has a uniquely
That sounds really
strong
bad, but
gravitational
that's not what I'm
field,
going for.
pulling the trunks down to the ground.
Yeah, but again, then they wouldn't just go straight up again, would they?
Oh, hi. Would you like a free gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus
You've lost me.
Christ of Latter.
I'm not about the Jesus thing. I don't hate fucking Christians. Here comes the straight lag.
But there's no scientific evidence for this, and the phenomenon hasn't
That wouldn't make any sense though either, because it was fucking more gravity. You would know.
been observed
You would know,
anywhere
come on.
else on Earth. Others believe tanks in World War II drove over the trees when they were saplings, bending them out of shape, only for them to continue growing skyward.
That wouldn't make sense as well. That wouldn't make sense.
And of course, others believe the anomaly can only be the result of aliens.
And that makes even less sense.
I'm not sure why aliens would want to bend a bunch of trees in Poland, though. Unless it's a case of extraterrestrial arts and crafts. Interestingly, there
is.
are cases of humans bending trees on purpose.
No, what it could have
American
easily been. Could have easily been just a test that they started running back in 1930 about trees, and they never recorded it. Or a bunch of kids thought I'd be a smart. Like, there's so many better reasons out there other than fucking aliens. I mean, come on, man.
tribes used to
Be
bend
realistic.
trail trees to mark their roads and paths, like an old version of a sign above the highway. The trees were bent at their base before growing straight upwards toward the sun, resulting in their distinctive shape.
Again, that could have just been like kind of like a testing for like getting good at that or something, or somebody could have been trying to get good at doing that.
So, some theorize that the drunken trees in Poland's crooked forest could likewise be man-made. Curved wood used to be an important material for building ships, and the crooked forest could have been used to give shipbuilders
they didn't
a
let it
supply
happen.
of curved wood without having to bend it after harvesting.
They didn't
then
let it
again, if
happen.
the trees were grown to build boats, why were they never cut down? Let me know what you think down in the
I
comments.
thought you meant like they're not gonna let it happen because it's like a landmark, if you will.
Les Loyons,
Like French.
Bigfoot, Chupacabra,
You've lost me.
the abominable snowman.
Definitely
The
lost me.
wilderness is a hotbed for tales of cryptids and creatures. The
Yeah, but there's also crackheads going around saying they fucking met like Rosa Parks. Why Rosa Parks? That's a fucking random figure.
Wilderness around a small Swiss village
That's
called
the first person I
Males
thought of.
is no different, having been
Switzerland.
plagued by reports
I
of
was
a
close
cryptid
enough.
for years, known as Les Loyons. Eerie local reports describe the entity as a
I'm just fucking muted it by pressing M, and I didn't pause it.
moving throughout the world in a boiler suit, a dark cloak, an old-fashioned gas mask, and no real direction.
1, crackhead. 2, person dressed up and they're insane. 3, a person dressed up whether just for the sake of it.
Or purpose.
Killer,
There's
because they
even
want to be
footage
Jack the
online
Ripper.
of people claiming to capture the monster.
That's
Although
definitely their
the
pal.
fake-looking camcorder effect and shaky cinematography makes me think it's probably just a group of kids trying to shoot their own low-budget horror film.
I can imagine you're right.
Regardless, when he allegedly appears, Le Loyon always wears the same outfit, although he was once spotted clutching a bouquet of flowers. What a romantic. Mrs. Loyon is a lucky lady.
It's definitely not. It's just a person in a suit. Definitely. People just think he's a fucking. Could be just the same person.
Police have searched for Loyon for years, but they've never been able to find him.
Because it doesn't
The
fucking
monster only
exist.
appearing to unsuspecting walkers deep
It
in the
doesn't
woods.
exist.
More cynical people suspect that Le Loyon is just a guy who likes dressing up and going for long walks. But as the stories of Le Loyon turn from fact
I feel that makes more sense than I don't know, a spirit.
to legend, some locals believe that underneath that boiler suit, the monster might not be human at all.
They believe. They don't know though. They don't have any facts behind that.
What do you think? Is Le Loyon just a guy trying to get his daily 10,000 steps?
Probably.
Or is an alien monster hiding behind that mask? Let
Probably
me know
not.
down in the comments.
Definitely not. That's just not gonna happen, is it?
Ancient aliens?
No, no. If for example, if we never had technology or the intelligence we did, if kids drew on a sheet of paper with and scribbled a figure, in 10,000 years' time, people aren't going to think that that's an alien they've drew. They're going to think a child has scribbled on a piece of paper. You want to know why? Because we knew that's good that happened, because that's a normal thing right now, and it's a normal thing. Going to be a normal thing in 10,000 years. This for some reason is different. Why is this different?
Cave paintings can give us an amazing insight into the lives of our ancestors, usually depicting handprints, animals, and people hunting. Pretty standard caveman stuff. Sometimes, however, a cave painting
Ow.
will come along that's more puzzling. Pictures of strange
Again, a kid has probably drew that. A kid.
shapes, mutant animals, and
A kid. A kid.
humanoid figures. While perplexing works of prehistoric art like these may be the result of ancestors with overactive imaginations, get your tinfoil hats ready,
Or kids.
because some equally imaginative tourists of the modern age believe these paintings
Imaginative tourists are more like insane people. They should be on the same spectrum as schizophrenics, in my
are proof
personal
of
opinion.
extraterrestrial.
Because if we keep letting them do what they do, we're going to be in a fucking hell lot more of worse world than we are. Because apparently there's going to be a 12-foot monster that exists in the Amazon rainforest.
Visiting
For
the
all we
ancient
know,
Earth.
they've probably already fucking got that down.
One type of cave art that's frequently cited by conspiracy theorists are depictions of the Wandjina in Australia.
Oh,
The Wandjina are a sacred part of Aboriginal culture. Cloud
why is this guy damn near butt-ass naked, bro?
and rain spirits that in
Their culture's like, I need to let my shit breathe.
Aboriginal
This is not
mythology
needed. Again, that's probably not a kid that time, but insane people.
were instrumental in sculpting the Australian landscape and its inhabitants.
We're not gonna go past this, right? What the fuck is that tree? Why is that shit so fucking thick, bro? Anybody else seen this? Yo, damn, that shit ain't a trunk. Shit, that ain't no tree, that's a trunk, gang. What the fuck? It's definitely been cut off here and started growing out. Because that shit's thick, bro.
Ancient paintings of the Wandjina are found around Kimberley, a wild, isolated part of Australia's coastline. And
Definitely by the insane people. Now.
legends state that these powerful spirits had the ability to lightning strike people that broke the law.
Or a lightning strike just happened to hit a person. And they're like, that must have been a mysterious god. Write it down on the walls! Write it down on the walls!
as well as transform themselves into clouds and disappear into the sky.
That's pretty convenient. Thunderstorms happen to come with clouds. Lightning strikes come with them. I'm sure that's what happened, gang. I have faith in you.
Suggestions that the Wandjina were advanced, spacefaring aliens have been criticized for undermining the Aboriginals' important cultural beliefs. But depictions of the Wandjina are strikingly similar to the appearances of aliens in modern media.
So what? What does that prove? That we copied them? Is that it? Does it mean they're fucking true? Because we've made fake aliens does not mean the real aliens are real.
Of course, ancient myths and folklore aren't always meant to be taken literally, and the Wandjina were likely using metaphorical interpretations of natural forces like thunderstorms, lightning strikes, and floods. Still, these conspiracy theories are spurred on by other pieces of cave art found all over the world.
So we have Minecraft Steve with monkey ears dancing. I don't even know what that is, and I didn't care what that is.
Cave markings found in Chhattisgarh, India, were near identical to modern depictions of bulbous-headed aliens.
You want to know why that is, right? Because we've probably used those interpretations of aliens, the aliens that we make in movies and that nowadays. We probably took that idea from these drawings, right? We probably took that idea. That would make sense.
And in the US, the head of Sinbad is sometimes
I swear that's a sin. No, sorry, I swear no, Sinbad's like an anime character. I'm really sorry.
used as an example of Native American art that depicts an alien figure. This evidence should, of course, be taken with a pinch of salt, as the artworks could easily be abstract depictions of humans. I mean, even when
I think that's probably what it is.
modern folks, me in particular, try to draw humans, it rarely works out photorealistically. Before you say anything,
And especially on a wall with God knows what they're drawing with. This lasted this long.
yes, I am deeply ashamed of my artistic skills.
I hate those.
Impossible colors.
What does that mean?
We've already explored some of the terrifying things that people have found while hiking, but not all mysteries have to be scary. In 2018, a Redditor went for a walk in the woods with their girlfriend and
Okay.
found something that brightened up their day.
Which
A
is
body of water in the swamp that appeared to be filled to the brim with rainbows.
first thing I'm gonna say is oil, but that would make sense in this case because it looks nothing like fucking oil.
Some commenters thought the color
I think it might be with water reflection off of light. Maybe there's stuff in the water.
might have been the result of a giant, colorful bath bomb
That wouldn't make any sense. It'd all go fucking brown. It would all mix together.
or an oil spill.
Oil spill doesn't make sense because it would look like that.
Thankfully, the explanation's a bit more natural.
It's probably just stuff in the water. I'm saying that right now. It's probably just stuff in the water.
As the cones on the swamp's cypress trees fall down, their natural oils gather atop the water, refracting light, which is then reflected back to the eye by the water below, shifting the light's wavelength to the multicolored spectacle
Told
you
you.
see. The rainbow waters are totally safe to swim in.
Shit, let's go!
I still wouldn't
Actually, no. I might go in it and turn gay. We don't know.
risk it though. Hole in the woods.
I don't know how to explain that one. I don't know. I'm not equipped for this.
Sometimes mysteries
a
discovered in
big-ass
the
tree. I think
wilderness
it's the biggest tree in the
totally
world, isn't it?
defy natural explanations. And that's why users on Twitter were left scratching their heads when this image started to circulate online.
First thing I'm going to say is, one, a person's done it. Come on. That's pretty perfect.
Internet sleuths desperately tried to figure out what might have caused the hole. And one Twitter user ominously stated, "The hole isn't scary. I'm afraid of what created it." However, an explanation
Now we're going too far. We're going too far. A person's just got a hedge cutter and just made a hole. It's really not that much of a deal. We're going too far. I'm just gonna have upgraded it. A middle-aged man with a hedge cutter. That's it.
Eventually came, and the hole wasn't a portal to Narnia or the work of a monster with a passion for pruning hedges. It was actually created by Antti Leitinen, a Swedish visual artist who largely works with nature. It was part of a project called Broken Landscape that involved cutting segments out of trees to create eerie, unnatural scenes. Antti doesn't just work in the woods,
Yeah,
though.
I wonder.
His other works include a painting made out of his own sweat and attempting to move an entire lake with just 2 buckets.
Is this guy alright in the heat?
Both works of art had similar results.
I wouldn't call that a painting. That looks awfully weird. And then anybody else getting the same thought here?
Puddles, and not a whole lot more. Wilderness Wanderer. Police officer Helenus Vidigal must have seen lots of terrifying things while patrolling around Brazil's
It's a big ass spider.
stretch of the Amazon
It's a
rainforest,
big ass spider.
which she was assigned
rainforest!
to in the 2010s. But the strangest thing she ever saw wasn't a venomous snake or a jaguar. It was a skinny, barefoot Canadian man walking down a dirt road headed towards the depths of the jungle.
Canadians are weird, man.
When she approached the man, she discovered he didn't have a passport and he didn't speak a word of Portuguese or Spanish. She had no idea how he got there. Meanwhile, in Toronto, Stefan Pilippa was going about his life, his days plagued by thoughts of his brother Anton, who had gone missing 5 years before in 2012.
Is Anton in the Amazon forest?
His disappearance had left Stefan with so many questions. Where had Anton gone? Why had he left? And was he even still alive?
It's Anton in
All
the
of those
Amazon
questions
forest.
were answered when Stefan received a call from a certain Brazilian police officer.
So it is
It
Anton.
turns out that Anton had traveled over 6,000 miles and 10 different countries on his journey to South America. Nobody knows how he crossed borders without a passport,
Nobody knows how he fucking is still alive. How the fuck is he? What?
and he undertook much of the journey barefoot, carrying little more than the clothes on his back. Now, my dating profile says I like long, romantic walks, but that's just insane.
How big is that? Is it going to give me a unit on how big that is?
So, what inspired the walk?
Taking that, nah.
Well, Anton wanted to visit the National Library of Buenos Aires in Argentina.
So what? Is that a bit smart idea to walk there? Yeah, I don't really agree with that choice.
And with a history of mental illness, it seemed Anton
There it is.
became totally consumed by the idea of heading there on foot at all costs. After several years of traveling, Anton finally made it to his destination,
That's definitely what Anton looked like. He looked like a crackhead outside this fucking place.
only to be turned away from the library because he didn't have an ID.
Really?
So he turned around and began his long journey home.
Are you
a journey
serious?
in which he'd eventually encounter Officer Vidigal, leading him
Really bumbleclad.
to be reunited with his brother without having to walk the full 2 continents. Hopefully, before Anton departs on his next adventure, he'll leave a note.
Considering he's insane, I don't think he's going to leave a note.
moves
Just might be a
fast.
hunch like,
But I move faster.
yo, this shit is getting on my nerves.
Pluralsight
I'm sick of
has the
these TikTok
in-demand
ads.
skills I need
TikTok
to
ads.
stand
YouTube
out.
ads.
I don't fear change.
I'm not buying premium either. It's like £12.
Scottish homeowners with an electric direct debit.
It will offer me
£50 per
premium,
month
but I'm not
will
buying
now
it.
take advantage of
Oh
the
shit, sorry.
Mystery Line.
Watch just how long this video is. Holy shit, I may be
Do
pushing
you
my
ever
luck
feel
here.
like your eyes are playing tricks on you?
Well, no.
Let me introduce you to this spot in
I actually know the reason for this. It was flooded. This shit was flooded to the brim.
Tennessee, a real-life optical illusion.
It's flooded.
The
It was
woodland
flooded.
Looks like it's been photoshopped, with a perfect line across the trees reaching
was
as far as the eye
flooded.
can see. Believe it or not, this isn't edited at all. And the trees haven't been
Flooded.
painted by our friend Antti Leitinen. Instead, this location, known as the Sinking Pond, is a vernal pool. A body of water that fills up with rainfall from winter to spring and then completely dries during the summer. In the sinking pond, the trees are partially submerged for most of the year. When the pond
That's what I mean.
sinks into the ground during dry season, the waterlogged bottom halves
Oh,
of the
shit.
trees are exposed, all at the same level.
I remember hearing
Just
about this. I can't
imagine a
remember what it was
confused local
like.
frog that wakes up on
I can't remember where I heard about it, but I remember hearing about
the
this.
dry forest floor one spring morning each year, shouting to his wife, "Damn it, Florence, did you pull the plug out of the bathtub again?"
Cheers, man.
Swamp ghost.
Oh, fuck,
In
I'm
1970
sick and tired of these conspiracy theories people that are sitting here like, could have sworn I seen Bigfoot. You haven't. You haven't seen Bigfoot, you liar.
22, a group of Australian soldiers found a
It's
ghost
never Bigfoot.
deep in the swamps of Papua New Guinea.
Oh,
This ghost wasn't a Victorian lady in a white dress or a little girl climbing out of a TV screen. It was the remains of a World War II era airplane known as the Swamp Ghost.
so it wasn't actual ghost. Sorry for the unneeded information there. I
The
thought it
machine
was talking
guns
about an
were
actual
still loaded.
ghost.
A thermos was filled with rotten coffee, and an ashtray still held the ends of half-smoked cigarette butts. The plane was oddly intact, just resting on the swamp floor.
I don't really know what your term is for oddly intact. I wouldn't really call that intact considering the wings off the thing. Both the jet propellers are off the thing. There is nothing. There's holes in the thing. First of all, third of all, actually, it's being pushed up by a pillow thing, multiple, and every window is shattered, and it's rusted beyond comprehension.
But initially, the fate of the crew was a total mystery. However, as awareness of the plane spread, the Swamp Ghost's crew were tracked down. Journalists managed to interview the plane's engineer, Clarence Lemieux,
So how is he alive? How is he alive?
now a 90-year-old veteran living in Spokane, Washington.
How would we go from Papua New Guinea, right, to Washington?
He revealed that before the crash, the plane ran into 3 or 4 tornadoes.
This guy managed to make it out at least 3 tornadoes and then crashed. He would have had to have been pissed. Yo, I'm sick of these fucking tornadoes, man. And he finally does him in.
In its right wing by Japanese warplanes,
So what happened to oddly intact?
and eventually ran out of fuel, forcing the crew to ditch the plane in the middle of the jungle. To think, I get scarred over a little bit of turbulence. Incredibly, the men all survived the crash landing, trekked through the jungle for days in search for help.
Did they
The
get
men
help?
came close to death, and during their journey, 2 of them started hallucinating,
Did one of them happen to see the ghost person?
exclaiming they could see an American mess hall through the trees. Luckily, the men were eventually rescued by a local tribe and escaped the jungle on
I don't know if I'd like to be rescued by a local tribe. I think a tribe would eat me.
canoes. But the shell of the Swamp Ghost was left behind, waiting to be found almost 30 years later.
So when was it found? I thought the guy was 90.
Frozen in ice. Antarctica
You've lost
is a
me.
barren wasteland of
That's a big ass bird. Holy shit.
ice and snow. It's the 5th largest continent in the world, but in the winter months,
Wait, what is
only
it?
1,000 It's the 5th. Antarctica is a barren wasteland of ice and snow. It's the 5th largest continent in the world,
I'll be honest, fifth's not pretty. It's not really impressive, is it?
but in the winter months, only 1,000 people live there for one main reason. It's
Scientific
just so
reason.
cold, with temperatures as low as minus 126 degrees Fahrenheit
88 degrees Celsius.
and wind speeds up to 100.
That's not true. That has to be like, so that cannot be true. There's no way.
199 miles per hour. The people who do live
Gang, you would die if you. I would actually die if I walked outside.
on Antarctica are there for scientific research,
Yeah, that makes
traveling
sense.
across the continent to make new discoveries and meet some baby penguins.
I feel like, how do animals live up there? Bro, I swear. I got, like, humans gotta start adapting, bro.
With how desolate it seems, imagine the surprise when a group of researchers on Cape Evans came across a box of 22 undeveloped film photographs buried in a solid block of ice.
What?
The researchers quickly cleaned and developed the photographs.
What I'm gonna say is, right, somebody held a scientific, like, kind of experiment, recorded it, put the realized they didn't have enough room to bring it back, hid it somewhere, and when they went back to collect it, they could not find it.
And what they found was amazing.
That's my
It
guess.
wasn't a polar bear taking a selfie. It was a set of perfectly preserved images from an Antarctic expedition over 100 years ago. Initially,
for
they
it.
didn't know who left the photos or why, but it's now believed the photos are of the Aurora, a ship that explored the Arctic between 1914 and 1917.
Holy shit, it was
During their
ago.
travels, the explorers' main ship sunk, leaving them stranded on the ice during a blizzard.
Oh, fuck no.
These adventurers were then forced to paddle in lifeboats for 720 miles over a stormy ocean to reach the safety of the nearest island in South Georgia.
Holy shit. I forgot Antarctica was in the bottom. For some reason, I thought it was in the top. Holy shit. I got scared. I thought they said they had fucking sailed all the way down here. I was about to say, what the fuck? Because you've not stopped anywhere else.
Miraculously, their endeavor was a success, but their holiday photos were lost until 2013.
Fucking hell, it's almost
I don't
100
know
years
about
later.
you, but I think I'll pass on an Antarctic vacation this year.
Yeah, nobody's going on that vacation, bro.
Blue woods.
Blue Woods, what?
When you picture tree trunks, you probably imagine something brown or possibly white. Bright
Brown.
blue trees, meanwhile, might sound like something from an alien planet, but people have been
Fungi.
discovering these
It's fungi. It's a type of mushroom / fungi.
unnatural-looking plants in the wilderness all over the world and sharing
Love
On the
Roblox?
pulverized YouTube,
Earn
I
Roblox
swear down.
digital gift
These
cards with
ads are
Microsoft
terrible, bro.
them online.
Fungi.
Shared examples have included trees with
It's
blue
fungi.
dashed trunks and sticks that are filled with the blue stuff.
Fungi.
This curious coloration left people scratching their heads, but the mystery was solved when mycologists came to the rescue.
What's a mycologist?
Mycology is the study of fungi, and it turns
I'm telling you, you need to get, honestly, get me on the team, bro. Get me on the team.
out the blue branches are the result of a fungus called Terrana cerulea.
Get
also
me on the
known
team,
as
gang. Get me on the team.
cobalt crust, or velvet blue spread. Sounds delicious.
That's some fucking ass names. Could you not call it a son a bit better?
Although the branches might look like candy, they aren't blue raspberry flavored, though the fungi aren't particularly harmful to the trees either. With over 100 species capable of making woods a little bit blue, me and Terrana cerulea have something in common.
What does that
I
mean?
can't turn a tree blue, but I too am a fun guy. Sorry. People of the forest.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Right. I'm gonna stop you right there. See, if I go into this, right, and I'm hearing about people seeing groups of people in the woods, a tribe maybe, and they're like, these people are gotta be spirits, they've gotta be ghosts, they've gotta be some sort of urban legend. I'm gonna lose my shit. Alright. The sole reason is it could literally be anything else. Camping people, hunters, anything. And your first thought is, "They've gotta be ghosts, they've gotta be Bigfoot." I swear, it fucking isn't. People just get so
Those of you that
stupid,
didn't
man.
Turn the video off after that last pun. When going for a hike on your own, there's nothing worse than
Hold on. I ripped ass.
realizing that you aren't alone anymore.
What does
A
that mean?
shadow in the distance, a figure watching you through the trees. It's all shudder-worthy. But in a surprising number of cases, those humanoid silhouettes on your periphery may turn out to be, of all things, statues, as countless posts online have proven.
Overgrown statues. That's not a common thing here in the UK, but I can imagine in some places it probably
One
is.
Redditor, for example, found this strange box in the woods, assuming that the object had
Oh fuck no. Oh fuck off, man! Why is that your first thought? Wood came from outer space.
crash-landed from outer space.
Fucking hell,
The door
man.
on the side
It's literally made out of wood. You don't get wood anywhere else.
implies a more terrestrial, albeit intricately constructed secret forest hideout purpose. Another web user discovered this beautiful wooden archway
Built by
likely
humans.
constructed by intricately bending and restricting the tree's growth. And they rightfully joked that it looked like a portal to another dimension.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes it's hard to tell whether forest finds are man-made or not. One Redditor's heart sunk when they discovered this monster in the woods during a hike.
Oh fuck no, it's creepy.
People online were left scratching
no,
their
that is pretty
heads
creepy,
trying
that.
to figure
I'll be
out
totally honest,
whether
that's
it
pretty
was
creepy,
a
that.
natural tree,
Burn
a
that
piece
shit
of
down.
artwork,
Burn that
or
shit
an
down.
actual woodland demon.
Burn that shit down.
One of the scariest woodland installations are Rob Mulholland's mirror sculptures,
Oh fuck no, that creeped me the fuck out.
placed all over the Scottish wilderness.
No! You can't be serious! The one time my country gets included in something is the worst thing possible! I don't even walking around the woods, I see that. Swear down!
Statues reflect the woods around them, completely camouflaged until you get up close. Terrifying. The ghostly figures are
Why? Why of every country in the world? And my country has never been mentioned before. But yeah, I'm like, I fucking hate that. Oh, Scotland Woodland, fuck you.
intended to explore humanity's relationship
Ow.
with nature, but if I
Fuck.
stumbled across one, I'd probably
I
just
probably
explore how
will.
quickly I could run away. But I'd
Scotland
rather have
ain't
the
that
mirror
big.
people over for dinner than get lost in this trail in Atlanta,
You've lost me. I think mine's isn't that bad.
where people have found eerie hybrids of dolls and technology.
Yeah, mine's isn't that bad. I'd take that over this any day of the
So
week.
that's what Sid from Toy Story's up to these days. But there are yet more forest
That's made out of copper. I could put money on it.
humanoids to be found around the world.
Okay.
These haunting wood sculptures by Nagato Iwasaki
That's in Japan.
are placed in woods all over Japan. And if
I
you travel
know
to
my
Bayshore
shit,
Park
gang.
Forest in Belgium, you'll find yourself transported to a fairy tale.
What does that
Suddenly
mean?
surrounded by wooden sculptures of
I wouldn't call that a fairy tale. I'd call that more of a nightmare. What the fuck is that?
trolls and giants.
Oh.
It turns out that
No, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
these mysterious statues are the work of Thomas Dambo,
Dambo.
an artist who creates art out of recycled wood and other discarded materials. Dumbo created the sculptures to encourage people
How much fucking spare wood did he have? Holy shit, could have built a house with that.
to explore nature. And he's now one of the most prominent recycling artists in the world, getting commissions to build more wooden trolls all over the globe, truly proving that one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Hang on, how old is your
I wouldn't
child
call
again?
that a
Because
treasure.
9-year-old made this.
I'd call that a curse.
9-year-
Curse the
Lost
woods for
City
the
of
rest of
Monkey
my life.
God. From Machu Picchu to Teotihuacan in Mexico, the discovery of ancient cities can teach us a lot about the civilizations that came before us.
Yeah, that makes
They're
sense.
home to fascinating legends, abandoned temples, and beautiful artifacts, like this mask, found
Don't put that shit on, gang. You might go insane. Right? Do not put that shit on. Right? You put that shit on, I got your entire face will turn green, and you'll sit in the roof going, "Somebody stop me!" If somebody can get that reference, I'd be well
intricately
appreciated. So I
carved
don't
out
look
of the
like a
mineral
fucking idiot.
serpentine inside Teotihuacan's pyramid, for use in mysterious rituals long forgotten.
What do you mean?
Deep in the Honduran jungle, though, there's a legend of a lost city so wealthy
We all know your body. Oh, best Disney. Disney was actually cooking here. When I'm sorry, right, but Disney was actually cooking here. Was it Disney made that? Yeah, Disney was made it. Yeah, Disney was cooking here, right? Disney threw up. He's like, I want the baddest character you can make, and they fucking delivered, bro. They did. They did.
that the inhabitants used to eat their food
Worst thing I've ever seen in my life. This is what this is. I don't know what that is.
off of plates of gold. This civilization is known by two names, La Ciudad Blanca, the White City, or the City of the Monkey God.
You've got two fire names, right? Two fire names. But the one you say is the City of the Monkey God. That is not tough, bro. Get that shit out of here.
Stories of the city have circulated since
Oof.
the 1500s, and several explorers have set out in search of the ruins. Some came back with bags full of treasure, while
What?
others never returned at all.
Shit, I'm taking that risk.
In
Risk.
2015, a group of adventurers set off into the rainforest, battling through a region known for its deadly snakes, jaguars, and violent drug cartels.
Is that not a cheetah? I swear that's a cheetah. It's not a jaguar, is it? I swear it's a cheetah.
Against all odds, these
might be
adventurers
wrong, like.
discovered a city in the jungle,
What?
the ancient ruins of which had been overrun by vegetation.
Shall we start skipping?
They found pyramids, temples, and sculptures. The art depicted
How would that aerial like satellite kind of not see that?
ancient villagers, and as per the city's name, monkeys. Nobody knows why the city was abandoned, but a local legend says that
And anybody else? If you generally had
monkeys.
the potential
Nobody knows
to get rich off this thing, anyone else going down that hole? Because I am. I sure as hell am.
why the city was abandoned.
I'd be going
but
in a
local
heartbeat.
Legend says that the villagers fled after being cursed by a disease brought on by the monkey god. This was thought
So did they die? Is there any proof behind that?
to be a myth, but the explorers soon started to feel unwell during their expedition. They discovered they had contracted a flesh-eating parasite called
Never mind, gang. I ain't going in that hole. Fuck that.
leishmaniasis and were forced to flee the ancient city to get medical attention. The explorers have since stated their desire to return to the city and uncover its mysteries, but they're yet to return.
Shall go. I'll do it before then.
However, the disease they contracted could give a scientific explanation for the abandonment of the city if the parasites, carried in a certain species of fly, were
Mosquito, maybe?
present back when the city fell. For now, though, the jungle city remains cloaked in mystery.
Shall go back.
Isle
And I will beg bug. I want to bring bug spray.
of Horrors.
Isle of
Up
Horrors.
next, we have
That's
one
a
of
cool
the
name.
strangest true crime stories of all time. A
What's the
mystery
country for?
featuring an isolated island, a violent criminal, and a small colony of wallabies. The
Don't
setting?
tell me he killed them.
Loch Lomond,
No! I literally live in the corner! Tell me you're joking!
Scotland. I told you it was strange. Back in the 1940s, all 86 acres of the isolated Inchconachin Island in Loch Lomond were owned by the Countess of Arran, an eccentric
I live in the corner, gang!
who was once known as the fastest granny on water due to her love of speedy motorboats. This quirky countess had a love for exotic animals too, populating Inchconachin with wallabies after World War II. Today, there are around
I'm good. I'm gonna get jump scared by a fucking mirror statue. I'm gonna get killed!
60 wallabies living on the island.
Yeah, there's
and
none there now.
explorers flocked
There's none there
to
though.
the shores to snap photos of the out-of-place Australian wildlife.
They did not
But
live.
not all of these visitors have good intentions. This became apparent in 2017.
He killed them all.
When a truly bizarre and slightly disturbing mystery cast a dark shadow upon the island. Visitors arrived on Inchconachin's
And they were
shores
all
to
dead.
discover that a large number of the wallabies had been killed, their bodies left all over the island.
Are they still there? I
The
don't think they're
killer
there
must
anymore.
have come in the night, committed the crime, and vanished, their identity remaining a mystery. While the criminal mastermind is unknown, there is a clear motive for the crime. The wallabies are technically an invasive species, their arrival altering the
I don't think they're there anymore. I'm sure they're not.
ecosystem and taking food away from the native capercaillie birds.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those before, so I don't know what they're talking about. I've never seen a wallaby either.
Driving their numbers down
I've seen that. I've seen whatever that is, that brown thing next to it.
to dangerous levels. This angers some locals, and there have been demands that the government cull the wallabies to protect the island's ecosystem. But with no significant action taken to date, it seems some wallaby-hating vigilante took justice into their own hands.
Is it all gone? Is
But
what my
mysterious
question is.
culprit aside, invasive or not, who'd want to kill that little face?
Me. Make a nice rug. I'm joking.
Did these mysterious
Oh, I've got to check it. No, I've got to check it. Is wallaby still in Scotland? Is there wallabies? Wallaby? How do you spell it? Hold on. How do you spell it? 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 How do you spell it?
populating Inchconachin with wallabies after
Wallaby, okay, Wallabies still in Scotland. Scotland. Oh, I think there still is. Yes, I think there still is. There's still wallabies in Scotland. So there still is a vigilante. And it was 2017, by the way. He's still alive. He's still going about somewhere. It was me. Imagine. Nah, I'm not that sad. I didn't even know if I can add them here. Anyways, chat.